Hi, I'm Felix at TestingTime, and today I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to place an order for moderated user tests with us. So let's get started. First, we select the number of participants you would like to have to participate in your moderated user test. For our example, we go with 5 users. We select the study method. For this one, we go with user test moderated. And next, we select how you would like to conduct your moderated user test. For this example, we go with remote. In the next step, our system already started creating a quote overview. You can see this here on the top right, where you always have an overview and see all pricing details. So let's start. First, you can enter a project name. Let's say we name this one our test one. Then you can reconfirm the selected study method. It's remote in that case. And we can adjust or leave the number of test users selected up front. In the next step, we can define the characteristics. First of all, you select that you would like to recruit from our TestingTime public pool. Next, you can specify the age range. So you have the option to select does not matter if the age range does not matter for your order. You can select only a specific age range. Let's say here, for example, you can do 18 to 35, for example. So then our system will create a mix within this age range and recruit 5 users out of that mix. You can also enter multiple age ranges if you would like to do that. So you could have someone from 18 to 20, 22 to 25, 30 to 45. You have all of these options here. Next, you can specify the gender. Either, if it does not matter, you can do like an evenly balanced gender distribution. So our system will create a mix out of the number of selected participants, or you can specify. So here we can do, for example, we want 1 woman and 4 men. So you have the option here. We're going to do it like that for our example. In the next step, you can select the language. So you can select up to 2 languages. Let's say we go with English and German. And now you can select if you want the test users to speak English and German, or English or German. So if you go with the and option, the users speak both languages fluently or on a mother tongue level. If you do or, they speak either language. Next, you can select the country of residence of the participant. You can select as many countries as you want, or you can go with only language fields matter. In that case, our system will recruit based on the selected language skills before, no matter where the users are located. In the next step, which is really one of the most important ones, you can define your target group. Here, you have the possibility to either provide us with criteria, or you can write and set up a screener question yourself. If you would like to do that, or if you have already a prefixed screener, you have that option here. We go with our recommended option that we, TestingTime, set up the screening questions for you. So we go with an example, owns a car. I would like to mention here, it's really important that you list every single criteria as a different criteria and not all in one criteria. So let's say owns a car. So these are 2 different criteria. We have both listed them separately, so that's correct. In the next step, you can exclude experts. In that case, we will filter. Let's say if you go here, you're doing a research from the automotive industry. If you would mention here, like no car experts, for example, we would filter that you have no people participating that come from the automotive industry. In the next step, we are almost in the middle. You can specify the required device for participation. You can do smartphone, desktop. You can also break it down, let's say, to the operating system. So we go with the most common one, where we leave like laptop and the operating system does not matter. In the next step, you can specify your remote tool and the access details. Here you have the option either to provide us the remote tool access details later. I would just like to mention that this means there might be a delay in the recruitment because the users need to be provided with a valid link before they can confirm their participation. You can also provide one participation link for all sessions, or if every session is supposed to have a different link, you can also provide individual links per session. For now, we go with provide remote tool access details later. In the next step, you can set the duration per session. Here we start the minimum for remote user test is 30 minutes. You can go up to whatever your time you want. We go with the most common one, 60 minutes. Next, you can select what day the interviews are supposed to happen. Now it's already December, so we want to skip the holidays. So let's say we go to the middle of January next year. We select, for example, 2 days. We can adjust the interview times. You can have preferred and non-preferred interview times, which makes it super easy for you to coordinate your appointments. I would also recommend to also add times out of regular business hours, specifically when you're looking for people with a specific profile. Everyone's back to the office these days, everyone's busy. So if you want to give our test users more choice to participate in one of your interviews, I highly recommend to enter times early in the morning or later in the evening if that's possible for you. In the next step, you can book backup test users. I always recommend to book a backup test user if you have, let's say, a moderated user test with stakeholders. We at TestingTime have a 98% show-up rate, but it can always happen that maybe people, specifically in the wintertime, get sick and cancel last minute due to their health issues. So this is why we recommend to always book a test user. In the next step, you can provide additional information to test users. Here you have the option to write a few sentences that the test users will receive before their upcoming user test. I always recommend to keep it short and simple so the users can prepare themselves a little bit for their upcoming moderated user test. In the next step, you can provide additional information to TestingTime. Let's say if you want to share some important details with us about your project, or if you want to request a specific mix, you can all mention these details here. Please also keep it short and simple. We're almost at the final step. Next point is to manage the incentives. So we have a minimum incentive which we pay to our test users. All the payout to the test users is also handled by TestingTime. If you're looking for users from a specific profile, let's say in the B2B sector, if the test users need maybe to do some homework upfront or any additional effort is involved, I would always recommend to adjust the incentive accordingly to make a participation more attractive for each participant. Sky is the limit. You can enter whatever amount you want. Just keep in mind that it matches with the effort and all the extra work that needs to be done with your moderated user test. In the next step, you can get a document signed. So if you would like the participants to have a document signed before their upcoming user test, you can quickly upload a PDF here. It will be signed by the users electronically before your interview, and you can download all documents in our tool. So quick and easy and efficient. In the final step, you have a summary of your recruitment. You can quickly double check, has everything been entered, is everything correct? If something has not been entered correctly or if something is missing, it will be shown as red, like you can see here in the planning stage. You can click back and then you see, oh, we actually did not enter we didn't provide any additional information to test users. So we just entered something there and then we get back to the final step. In the next step, you can enter the company details, the payment method, and then you also have the option to save your proposal as a quote. And you can also send a quote to your email address. If you enter your email address here, you will receive a link with all details and where you can have a look again at what kind of quote you just created. If you're now ready to place the order, just agree to our terms and conditions and place binding order. Once you have placed an order with us, you receive an automated email with a personalized lineup link. But you can also go from that page to have a look at your order details. You see today's support manager and everything you have been entered. On that page, which is personalized just to your project, you also can have a look at participants once they're confirmed and also on statistics when it comes to the recruitment criteria. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us.